Good morning. Today is the 16th of March and this is Botleigh Grange in Southampton in Hampshire. We're back at the local gathering we attended last month and someone in their Psalm 96 is already leaving. Mind you, I did get here a bit late today. Listen to that. Definitely got that Townless V4 in, hasn't it? I do apologise in advance for any incorrect information if I fall over, if there's wind noise. I'm afraid it's just the way that it goes on this channel, really. This is a pre-1995 gathering, so I actually fitted in here for once and I'm in the main display area. We'll see what I've come in a second. So this is an Austin 7, I think this is a Ruby from 1938. This actually has a local plate to this area. TR was an old Portsmouth registration. So it's quite a late Austin 7. They finished production the very next year, I think, in 1939. Next to it, we've got something that is from the same company. This is a 1961 Austin A35 van. It's actually the last generation of this. Now, the A35 was discontinued in terms of the saloons in 1959, but the vans continued until 1968. But it didn't really change very much. They were replaced actually with a variation of the Morris Minor, the Austin, I think it was a 600 weight van, which is crazy really, isn't it? Because the Minor came out before the A30 did. But there we go. This actually lives locally to me in Eastley. The owner also has an A40 Farina, Countryman you might have seen as well. Also seen this 1971 Wolseley 1885 automatic. Many times before. It lived down in the Antipodes this for a long time. It was purchased new in Christchurch in 1971. I have driven one of these, but it's an Austin 1800. It wasn't a Wolseley version. I really like this actually. I like the kind of very subtle two-tone paint on this. Next to it's something else from the 70s. This is an NG, not an MG, an NG. Now, I can't remember exactly what this was based on. We've got sort of definitely BL stuff going on here. The plate suggests 76, 77. It might be different from that actually, because I think these were kit cars actually. So, goodness knows what that's actually built. We've got Triumph Dolomite instruments and high-spec Triumph Dolomite instruments in here. You can see this. It's kind of the other way round. The speedo and rev counter on the left. Presumably it's just where they fit. And we've got improvised switches in the middle, and seat belts. I think they're off like a Fiesta Mark II or something. Isn't that extraordinary? I quite like that actually. It looks like fun. It's probably got, I don't know, B series in it or something. I'm not sure. Next to it, this is a Healy 3000. Now, if you do a reg check on this, it comes up as 2019, which is absolutely absurd. Of course, it's not 2019. That's presumably when it was imported or something like that. Now, it's a Mark II, so I imagine it's about 1963, something like that. Yes, viewers, the Sunny is here, despite having had an electrical problem over the last week or so. It's fixed now, and it's here. And I did actually have it cleaned yesterday as well, so it's looking nice and shiny. Next to it, something a bit more, well, distinguished. In 1967, Lancia Flavia Vignale convertible with a hard top. The plate on this is just extraordinary. Yeah, much more expensive than a Jaguar E-Type, approximately 40 right-hand drive models made. I think this might be the original plate, because in 1967, you could get personal plates, but it wasn't really the same. Like, you know, normal cars were just given plates like this. This has only got 5 characters on it, which is brilliant. This, however, has had the plate probably changed. This is a 68 MGB. I did have a look at it. I looked at the interior and it didn't sort of match the features for a pre-Suffolk car. But it's nice. You see, we've got the same interior door handles here as that Wolseley. They came in, I think, around sort of 768, something like that. We have to skip that BX views because we can't discuss that on the channel. Thank you, Mayor of London, who I had to pay lots of money to in the last month. Right, now we've got an MGA. I think, having seen this before several times, I believe this is a 50s one, sort of maybe 57, something like that. It's very nice, it's in lovely condition. And then we've got this absolutely amazing Daimler Sovereign Series 2, 75-76 plate. Amazingly, this car doesn't have a leather interior, it has a cloth interior, which I think on the Daimlers would have been an option. Somebody specified the car like this. I completely forgot the name of this colour, by the way. I can't remember what this is called. Yeah, that is extraordinary. I think we've got more Jaguar and Daimler action here as well. And then we've got something very special. This is a 1923 AC. So this car is 102 years old. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? Next to it, something we're probably a bit more familiar with, a Volvo Amazon. By this time, the 144 and 145 were actually out, so this is being sold alongside the 140 series. We've got these amazing hubcaps on here, strip speedo and really long gear lever. This is a 122S model. And as a Volvo Owners Club member, I am very, very happy to see that here today. That is wonderful. Next, got another MGB. Again, the same sort of era as the Volvo, 6768 on an F. I forget the name of this car. I think it's Primrose, this colour. But I might be wrong. Somebody in the comment section below, do tell me if I'm right. I might be wrong. And then we've got another MGA. This is a 1600, so it'll be a later one. Maybe sort of 60, 61, something like that. In this Old English white colour with the red interior and a little MG bear. There's Morris bear there. Excellent, we like that, viewers, very much. And then another MGB. I wonder if we're just a MG Owners Club here today or something. There's quite a few of them. This one is a 6970 on an H, sorry, not a J, and on an H. Actually, too many black ones of these. Actually, maybe that's like an unusual colour or something. I'm not too sure. Then we've got another Austin 7. I think this is like a 34 or something from memory. I have seen this before. And we've got the little history folder in there, propping open. Am I right? Yeah, it's a 34. Gosh, it's been right for a change, viewers. Unusual. Another Austin 7 special from 1937. I wonder again if the 7 Owners Club or something like that are out today. It is a very, very nice day today. It was much warmer here than it was a month ago, must say. And then something a little bit different, very different. Wow. Lincoln Continental from 1976. That is a bit bigger than Austin 7, isn't it, viewers? This is the town coupe. I mean, it's not really suitable for town use, I wouldn't have thought. It's a little bit big for that. But, you know, never mind. It is in very lovely condition. And we got this 1954 Chevy pickup. Wow, this has been really, really nicely restored. Look at this. My gosh, someone's spent, what, years doing that. Isn't that great? We'll just take a look at this Daimler before it leaves. This is a 66, this one. Kent plate on that, KK. The Daimler will have the 2.5 V8 in it. I think they were called the 2.5 litre V8 at this stage. Later ones are called a V8 250. Just got a V8 on the back of it, yeah. Coombs of Guildford. It's running nicely. Right, let's get back to this row here, viewers, and have a look at this Hillman Imp. Quite a late one actually, on an end, so it'll be 74, 75. They finished production in 76 of these, so yeah, very late one. I think they called them the Mark III. I have driven one of these a long time ago, it was early 2023. It was a Super Imp, I think. And then another MGA 1600. I definitely think there's some kind of Owners Club support going on here. And why not? Maybe if I read this information sheet, it will actually tell me. It's a 1960. Again, that does look rather nice. Then a Rover. Is that the first Rover we've had so far? There's another one here as well, but I expect more to show like this, but never mind. Maybe I'm biased. I've had 9 of them, so there we go. This is 49 Rover P3. This is quite a late one actually, because the P4 came out the very same year. It's actually got a P4 engine in it. So there we go. It's a very, very different looking car from the P4, isn't it? It's totally, totally different. It shows that actually that was rather an advanced car back in the day. And yes, one of my favourites. We saw this, I think, at the Hunters Inn at Swanmore last month. This is a 1978 Peugeot 504 Cabrio, and it is gorgeous, isn't it? I prefer, in some respects, the earlier car, which I drove in 2024. That's having a rebuild at the moment because I had a fire, unfortunately. This one is owned by a friend of Jim, who owns the 73 car I drove, and he's had the hood just done properly on this. It looks very nice. This is actually locally converted to right-hand drive by a dealer, so we don't see too many of them. Then we've got more MGB action. This one's probably got a V8 in it, hasn't it? It's got a 5-speed manual as well. Very late ones, 1979 to 80 plate, and a rear wiper as well. Interesting, isn't it? Right, we'll come back and look at the minis in a bit because we're still waiting for them to sort of pull park up. So we'll continue down this row here. Actually, ironically, we're starting with a mini. This is a 2001 PPO, registered at Pools, Rover and Fareham, which is very, very close to here. That's about 10-15 minutes from here. So I wouldn't be surprised to know that those are the original plates. Possibly they are. And then we've got another MG here. This is not one of the midgets or anything. This is probably like a YA or something. So I'd say this is 1950. Judging by a tax disc, replica one. MG did make larger cars, of course, so the T-Series ones are the more famous ones, aren't they? Right, so we've got another Rover here. I wasn't joking, we have. Look at this. This is very, very nice. Rover ST1 3500, 7778 registration. Automatic, like most of these seem to be. This is almost kind of, I don't know, sort of New Avengers spec or professional spec. The car was the same, used in both the series, although that's 76. This is a little bit later, and this is obviously a different colour. Jaguar E-Type Series 2 4.2 6869 registration. This is the 2+2 model, although it really is a 2+0. I have driven a 2+2 E-Type many years ago in 2020, and that really had very little rear space. Fantastic cars though. I've driven a Series 1 and a Series 3. Not a Series 2 though, maybe I should correct that at some point. And then we've got this beautiful, beautiful Simca Aronde Plein Ciel. I think this is about 1959, something like that. Very, very, very rare car. Would have been imported. I doubt this was sold new in Britain. That is really rather nice. I think I've seen this before. It's very, very rare and beautiful. Thank you, autofocus, for messing up my video. Never mind. We'll keep going. MGB, early one. We've got the pull door handles rather than the push button one. So this will be before, I think, 1964. So yeah, very early one. Old Surrey plate on this, PF, with all the correct dash and the steering wheel. That's very nice. Another one, later on, you can see the door handles on this have a button on them. 6869 on a G. I've driven a couple of MGBs. I've driven a 1980 and a 1972 that was a V8 conversion. I think I preferred the standard car, actually. It was a bit easier to drive than the V8. That was crazy. And then I think this is a Singer 9, as far as I know. It looks to be about 1930. Yeah, it is a Singer 9. Oh, sorry, Singer Sport, sorry. From 36. It's almost right. I was going to say it's a 35. And then an MGC. We have an information sheet here. Does it actually have a year on here? No, we'll just take it from the plate then, which is 3 litre. I wonder if someone's actually, you know, the engine size, I think it was about 2.9, but it was sort of known as a 3 litre. Maybe I'm wrong. Sort of 6768, that one. Oh my gosh, a Vauxhall Cadet Saloon from 1932. It's a bit different from today's Vauxhalls, isn't it? Different from, say, a Corsa. Got a bonnet flutes that was characteristic of all Vauxhalls, I think, until the 1950s. That is real rarity. That might be the rarest car that's actually here. Someone's got some semaphore trafficators on there, which is absolutely brilliant. Then we've got beautiful XK150. I think these were made from about 1957 to about 1961. There's a 1958 replica tax disc, so we'll take that as the year. And on the back it will list all the times they won Le Mans. There we go, this is a 58 car, so 51, 53, 55, 56, 57. Isn't that brilliant? Similar sort of era is this Ford Zephyr Zodiac. It was the top of the Ford range back in the early 1950s. I think this is a 55 from memory. I have seen this before. I think it's just before they brought the Mark IIs out. It's just a sort of wonderful piece of Americana. I know it's not an American car, but it looks very, very American, just sort of shrunken down. And as you can see, they're very proud of the fact that it's a Ford product that's made in England. What is this? Wow, it's a Bedford duple coach. That's from the late 70s, sort of 76, 77. It looks a lot older than that, though. I wonder if that's been re-registered or something. I don't know. It's great, isn't it? Having been on the King Alfred bus run on New Year's Day, I have an appreciation for things like that. Next, we've got this Porsche. Let's have a look at the back of this and see if it's a 911 and 912. It looks a bit like a 912, actually. Yeah, it's a 912. These are actually more expensive now than 911s, these ones. So these have the engine out of the 356. They don't have the engine from the 911 in them. This was a sort of, entry-level option for people at the beginning of 911 production, and then later they revived it in the mid-70s. But yeah, that's sort of expensive and rare car now. We've got lovely MG, another MG. It must be definitely an owners club here today with all these MGs. Southampton Vehicle Preservation Society, excellent. Beautiful. And then next, Hans has bought his 1995 Bentley Turbo RL, which we see at everything. He uses this an awful lot. It is a very, very attractive car. I'm not going to open the door and have a look inside because I don't think I have permission for that, but I have been inside before. It is a beautiful car. That is the newest one that's actually here. Right, let's go over here and have a look at the rest of the stuff, including the display of minis that turned up. Right, viewers, more MG action, because why not? Gosh, come on, autofocus, don't do that. 1976-77 rubber bumper MG BGT. I'm quite fond of rubber bumper MGBs for some reason. The one I drove in 2023, I think it was bright yellow 1981 registered car. It was a Roadster. And actually, I spot them road style wheels on this. It looks good. Actually, it's got both. It's got the chrome bumper and the rubber bumper. It would have had a rubber bumper at the back originally. This one's a bit earlier. We've 68, 69 on a G. Most of the MGs do seem to be red today. It seems to be the most popular colour for all of them. And then next, you've got a Spitfire. This is from the early 70s. This is a 1296cc one, I think. Mark IV. Mark V's came in, I think, in 74 or 75. A bit more power. This has the engine out of the Herald 1360, 72, 73 registration. And then a Stag. Let's see if we can identify if this is a Mark 1 or a Mark 2. So it's a Mark 1. The easiest way to tell them apart, I find, is if it's got twin interior lights. If it has two interior lights, so it's a Mark 1. Although it's got some Mark 2 features on it. I've driven one of these, actually. I drove one in 2023. But this one is a manual one. I drove an automatic. And then we've still got the original V8 in here, although someone's detailed this engine bay quite an interesting way with body colour bits on it. Right, first of these minis. We'll have a look at Jaguar in a second, but we'll have a see these minis. This is a Neon Mini. It's just before I think they went to the Cats. It's been like a 92, 93. So it would be maybe a single point one. I love that original dealer sticker in there. That's brilliant. Originally from Stratford. And then, oh gosh, viewers. An XJ40 Daimler in dark blue with a beige leather interior and wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. I also like the Daimler specification XJ40s the best. and this is rather nice. I mean, we've got electric seats. Do we have a digidash in here? If it's a later one, we won't. No, it's got the analogue instruments in there. Just a bit closer, there we go. I think this is like a 1990 or 1991. I have seen it before, but that is the perfect specification. Dark blue, beige leather interior. Very nice views. We've got cruise control, which I do like. We saw this come in just a little bit earlier on, the pickup, and we saw this the other night at Lockseat, didn't we? Of course we did. And we also saw this very late mini Sprite from about 1995. And we've seen this regularly too. This 69, I think it is, Morris Mini Cooper S. And I think it's, 69 I think it is. And then we've got a Clubman Estate from 1980. It's a good day for spotting minis views. I've noticed we've got some more over there. So we'll go back to that row first and we'll go to the other row there. Yep, another Sprite. Another Mark 6 from the sort of mid-90s. We've got the Jersey plate on this, so I don't know how to actually work that out, because it really is registered in Jersey. Does it say what year this car is? No, it doesn't. Okay. So on tour or something. And then a Mini 30, which is from 1989. Like it says on the side. These are actually more common than I initially thought. There are quite a few of these. I have to think Great British Car Journey's got 3 of these. They're all in that colour from memory. Right, Mini 35, excellent personal plate on this, but if we do the maths, we get arrive at 1994, which is, I think, correct for this car. I forget the name of this colour actually. Is this Caribbean blue or something? I don't know, can't remember. Yeah, steering and everything looks correct for it. Oh gosh, there's an information sheet in there. I missed that. Yeah, 1994. Arizona blue. I should have read that sheet before, shouldn't I, viewers? What a fool I am. Anyway, 1970-71 MGB. This was, I think, a Salisbury plate, actually, OT. Sometimes used in Bournemouth. Might even actually be Southampton, you know. They used it in all 3 at various years. So not very far from where it was actually registered. Back of there, I've just seen something which I wasn't expecting to see. That looks like a GMC pickup. Yeah, GMC Sierra, like in the Fall Guy, although it's a little bit earlier than the Fall Guy. Fall Guy started in 81, this is sort of 77, 78. Look at all those lights on it. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? Okay viewers, I'm going to have to look this plate up when this chap has left. I will do that. But next to it, we have this Corvette turn up. I think this is a C3 Stingray. It's an early one. I mean, these were made until the early 1980s, but this is on like a 68 plate actually. So I think they came out in 67, so it's a very early one for this generation. It's a very attractive looking car. I mean, it's not the sort of thing that I would probably own myself, but it is fantastic. Look at the interior. Automatic gearbox. I don't think I've seen too many manual ones of these, to be honest. They tend to be auto. Yeah. So that 7's on its way out. There we go. What we're going to do though is we're going to have a look inside the coach. I've been invited to take a look in the coach. Now the reason why it's got an R-Reg plate on it is because this was used by the Navy for the first approximately 10 years of its life. It's a 1967 and it was used by the Navy both at home and abroad, mainly in Malta or something, which it looks like it should be appearing in an episode of The Protector, shouldn't it? Because they put a lot of those in Malta back in the early 70s. So we'll just see if these people will let me come on and take a look inside.
The whole thing, the whole kit goes in a little case.
Smaller, yeah.
This is extraordinary, isn't it? You can actually walk around in here.
It's a 1967.
Thank you. Yeah, you can actually stand up in the middle of it. It's brilliant. Little trips to the seaside of things. You've got deck chairs. You've got quite a lot of seats. I mean, it's a bit cosy with 4 at the back of here, but there we go. Yeah, it's ideal for this sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's I did to get in and out, but as long as you put that thing down there to when you're falling out, that's quite good. Well, I bang my head getting out, so it's not so good. Yeah, apparently this costs around £15,000. You only had it a couple of weeks. Right. Okay. Let's see if we can look that plate up for Austin. I'll have to rewind my footage or something like that and take a look. Okay, viewers, we have a mystery in our hands. No wonder I didn't know what year it is. I've tried 2 different check sites, and that Austin 7 apparently does not exist. So there we go. Confusing for everyone. Anyway, I'd better get going because we have another event to attend this afternoon in the sunny. Thank you very much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and we shall see you again soon for some more incorrect information.